So welcome back guys to the second episode of our mini 5-lap race series. We're doing 5 races, maybe slightly more tonight. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to drop tyre pressures for qualifying for the extra grip. Leave everything else where it is because I'm not the best at setups. I haven't got time to mess around. So we'll jump into the second Grand Prix of this series, which is the French circuit of Paul Ricard. So here we go. Turn 1, hard on the brakes, early on the brakes. We've got the power early on the apex. We turn it around here in the first sector. We pummel it down into the tight little complex. The end of sector 1. Always run a little bit wide there. I can't help myself get too excited. Off the accelerator there, losing some more time to the faster guys. There we go, down the back straight, rear wing open, nice little slot. Here we go, right, and we hard on the brakes as we turn into this nice little chicane before the next flat out section of the circuit. I do not know the corner names of this track. And we go into the flat out. It shouldn't really be called a corner, it's more of a kink in the track for these cars. If you were to do that in a road car, you would be all over the place. Owen Cookie has retired from the session, so backstory: this 5-lap little race series, I'm racing with some other drivers from our racing league, the Ultimate Racing League. We race on a Saturday night at 8 PM every week. Next race is Suzuka, so if you want to catch that, I will be streaming it as we cut the corner coming out of the final sector, which is a shame. So we're going to be starting down the grid. A lot of people have been done for cutting the corner, apart from Wavy Minds, who has taken pole position by the looks of it. So let's see where they got disqualified and where we're starting. I was the last one to be disqualified. We'll be starting 4th, I'll take that. So we've got ahead of us Aqua Ninjas, 23rd Nebula, Wavy Minds. So out of these guys, there is myself, Kronos Gaming, and Davies in P4, 5 and 6. We are the tier 2 guys in this 8 driver race. The other 5 are in the tier 1. They are generally over a second quicker a lap than any of us guys, sometimes more. So we will see what happens. My main goal of the night is just to keep the driver Cookie behind me. He was in tier 2, he is in tier 1, a bit too quick for us, so we'll try and beat him tonight for bragging rights. But we'll see how we get on. So as we load into the second race of the evening, I will have a link to the playlist in each of these videos. There should be about 5. We're just going to quick knock on. No, we're not going to leave it where it is. We can't knock on rear wing, park firme. That's a shame. Here we go. P4 on the grid for the French Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and we are a go. Here we go. A bit of a slow start there from 23rd Nebula. We're going to duck into his slipstream as we also pull alongside and hit the brakes far too late, but we're going to keep it on the inside as we get spun round there by Kronos Gaming, who got the better start than us. So now we get to play catch up. This is where it becomes fun, and we hope they all knock into each other up ahead of us and we can gain some time on them. I prefer to be the hunter than the prey, so we just need to keep it tidy for these 5 laps and see how much ground we can make on the guys in front of us, as we're going to engage our ERS down this first flat out sector. We are 4.5 seconds behind Aqua Ninjas. He is the tier 1 driver currently in P7. We're going to hunt him down like bloodhound is the plan, as we lose the back end slightly, so we're going to have to squirt on the ERS again. We'll be careful not to use it all too early. And here we go into the kink right hander, as I'm going to call it, into the ever tightening hairpin in the middle sector of this track, because we try and get on the power as early as we can. There we go. Here we go. Again, hit the brakes, try and get that front end turned in. It's just not quite biting for us, but that's okay. We've gained about a 1/10 on Aqua Ninjas. Whether or not it's going to be enough to catch him in the race is a different matter. Wavy Mind's going to set the fastest lap because he is leading this pack. He is in P1. Aqua Ninjas and Kronos Grand are fighting in front of us. Hopefully they shall slow each other up and we can catch up to the back of these two. As it stands, we are now 3.5 seconds behind them, so those fighting in front of us is slowing them down, allowing us to gain ground. I do very much enjoy racing this circuit. It's a tight technical circuit in places, so it's not a simple track to race. As we get on the power as early as we dare, squirt that ERS again, throw it around there, cut the corner slightly, only a warning. We can play with that as we're 3.5 seconds behind Kronos now. And down the second straight, we're going to bump this up into rich mode just to get a bit more top end out of the car. Here we go then. Bit of hers just to get us out of the corner, and then we'll switch that off now. Just need to get within 2 seconds. He's done for cutting corners. So is Davies. Let's try and catch up to these guys. I'm hoping someone's going to spin someone out in a minute, but this all looks like clean racing ahead right now, so that's very much nice to see from us league boys. We formed leagues so we don't want to get smashed up in the random open lobbies that we all know and love. I say love, what I actually mean is hate, because it is horrendous coming into turn 1 and getting used as a brake by the back markers on the first lap. So we have a yellow flag in front of us. I'm not sure what's happened here. We have a car facing the wrong way. It's 23rd Nebula, he's spun round. I'm not sure how he's done that there. I'm assuming he's had a little love tap from one of his tier 1 boys. So now within 2 seconds of these guys in front of us, we're making good ground on them. We are catching them. Can we catch them in time though to try and get the overtake done? That's the big question here. That's what we're all asking. We want to race. We don't want to follow, we want to race. As 23rd Nebula is retired from the session after that spin, so this won't be finishing last. Didn't realise I left my ERS on, so we're now pretty much empty on ERS now, so we're going to have to recover some of that in the next few braking zones. As we're on the back now of Kronos, very nearly in that DRS range. Next lap we should be there, and hopefully we can close the gap that is the 1 second to a lot closer. I don't know what the ideal gap is. He's run very wide there. He's very nervous on the brakes, it seems. But then if I had a tier 1 guy behind me, he would think, oh, I'm very nervous on the brakes. It's all relative. He is not raced with us yet, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in Suzuka on Saturday. A lot of people have already said they are not looking forward to this race, so we open up that gap in the rear wing. There she is, allowing us to not close as such, but we're not having to use our ERS to stay with him. So we're going to hit the brakes here, try and tip it in early, a little bit understeer in the dirty air. He's run very wide again. We're going to get the position on the track due to his penalty, but we want to get it done on track. He's very early on the brakes into that sector. There we go, on the apex, hit the power, get it down as soon as we can, lift off slightly. Here we go, close up, closing, ever closing. I'm going to pop open the rear wing, going to hit that ERS just to get the move done. Here we go, up alongside and past Mr. Kronos. Thank you for not swerving into the side of me. Not race with you yet, but as first experience, we'll take that. Next victim, if we can catch him, will be Aqua Ninjas. We are catching at a rate of knots. To be nice to catch and pass him as he is in tier 1 for the, not bragging rights, but it'd be nice to perform an overtake on a tier 1 driver. So we need to try and gap Mr. Kronos behind us before he does get the DRS on us, which I think he is going to, because that's the detection zone there, and he's still within that crucial 1 second. But we seem to be more confident with the power here, as we're going to squirt away from him down the pit straight. try and get on the back of Mr. Ninja.
This is your final lap of the race.
Early on the brakes, get it tipped in, there we go. As we slide off the track a little bit there with the understeer. As we seem to have caught him here in the first sector, the tight technical first sector we were talking about earlier. We are in his DRS zone. Let's see if we can catch up and get the pass done on this final lap of the race. Can we get him into here? No, we're going to think better of it. That gap was closing and we would have lost a front wing or a tyre, as now we got 2 seconds, so we need to get this done on track. And let's close up as much as we can here. Try and sling it underneath him in the fast corner, not quite. As we're going to have to go for an adventurous overtake now in this final twisty sector. As he's on that brakes very early, making us hit the brakes and compromise our line. Was that tactics or was that smart? So here we come for the last sector now. We're not quite going to get the job done, but it was nice to close up to him. Saying that, here we go. And on the final corner, down the pit straight, we've got him. We will take that. We are very happy. And we will take P5 of this Grand Prix. Driver of the day, Mick Bell. I wonder how far ahead he was. Let's find out. Look at the classifications. Then we will say goodbye and we will see you in the next one. How far ahead was he? Not that far. So it seems Meatball and Wavy Minds have a very similar pace, which will make some interesting racing for the Tier 1 boys. Anyway, I will see you next time back on the track for the third race of this mini-series. I believe we are going to Sochi. Until then, I've been Base Gaming. See you on